G'day legendary adventurers, welcome back to World of Dylcraft. Today we're just doing 5 tips for every player should know, especially new ones if you're just joining. So if you're here, you know, you're out questing, you're killing things, you're killing some rascally little bandits, and then you walk over, it's time to loot. Oh, what? I have to carry my mouse over to the loot and click on every item? Well, surely there's got to be an easier way. Well, I suppose you could go target the next bandit, pass all your different type of spells and attacks and all that, wait for it to die, go over, once it's dead, hold shift and right click and it will automatically loot for you. But there's gotta be an easier way. Well, there is. If you click on that red question mark or hit escape to open up your game menu, go options, controls, there you see about 6 ones down, you got auto loot. Click that one on. So now we don't have to hold shift anymore. So now if we get this little cut purse, this rascally little devil, we go and, you know, put an end to his shenanigans. And once he's nearly dead, we head on over, cast our shadow bolts, and now if you right click, it automatically loots. So that is how you put on auto loot. Second is my key bindings. You're probably looking at my spells there and going, why is there all over the place? Why aren't they on the spell tower? Well, this is to do with key bindings. So if you go to options, to your key bindings, this has everything you can need to play your game. So if you go to movement keys and you like strafing and not spinning around, you can change, you know, your strafe to Q and E, so that way you can go left and right. This is my preferred way of going movement. I don't like turning around like using A and D. And the other thing is, so not only can you do anything with movement under this, but we also have action bars. So those are those clear tabs you see there, and as you can see, it highlights which one represents which one on this. So this is how I make up my setup. I have a very specific way you probably see on every character I play. And don't forget to put in, if you go to camera, you zoom in, zoom out, hit that on a button like your arrow key up and down, so that way you can still zoom in if you're replacing the mouse wheel button. So for me, how I have mine set up is it's kind of feeling. So for D, I always put like my defensive spells because, you know, D for defense, and then I use A for my silences because they're there. I'm not reaching all over the place. And then because I like using 1, 2, 3, 4 as my spells, I use shift 1, 2, 3, 4 and control 1, 2, 3, 4. So that way my hand kind of doesn't have to move all over the keyboard. I'm able to just hold, as you can see, control 1, 2, 3, 4, and it does that. Then usually my middle mouse button, I either use like instant cast spells like the healing or racial ones, and then the other middle mouse button, like so I have shift middle, normal middle, I usually use for trinkets to get out of snares. So the next one on the list is we're going to do some macros. So macros can be a fantastic thing. So as you can see, I have a general macro just before. This is what I used to use in my videos. If you want a specific one for your character, you just click on the name, go new, then you pick something. So for here, I'm going to make a defense macro. So that's why I was trying to work out what I want to pick. And that's why I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do defense. I'm going to pick something that looks cool. That looks like defense. Give it a name so you know what it represents. Then hit OK. So now we're going to open up our talent and spell book. So how you can make it so you can cast multiple spells in one go, instant spells, mind you. If you type in /cast, then if you hold shift, left click on the spell you're after, it puts that into the command. So you go /cast, your next spell, /cast the next spell, but obviously being a low level, I don't have any that I can put in at the moment. So then I was going to do, look at me looking all professional. So we'll go down, /cast, left mouse, there we have that in there. So now if you're having items like trinkets or a necklace, you can go into another line, /use, and then you shift click on the necklace and you save that, drag that into your spell binding area, and then so we just gotta wait for the armor, like the unending resolve, so that way, there we go, it's nice and erased. Now if you click on that, as you can see, it used my necklace and those 2 spells in one go. So if you're doing a PvP or something like that, this is a fantastic way of having all your defensive spells and all your attack spells. So if you want to do massive defense or you want to do a burst damage thing in PvP and try to kill someone as quick as possible, this is a easy trigger that you can make to do that. So the next one is, if you're like me, I didn't enjoy Dragonflight. I know. But anyway, I didn't enjoy it, so I prefer questing in some of the older locations. So in Orgrimmar, or Stormwind, if you go to that hourglass on your map, you'll come across a gnome named Chromie. You talk to Chromie and hit select a different timeline, and this will come up with a list, as you can see, and you can pick what expansion, or if you want to play the original game, like go for Elven Forest, Duskwood, that type of thing, you'll kick Cataclysm. So once you pick your timeline, like Cataclysm, you can use Dungeon Finder, which is another great handy tool, and this will change it to the timeline dungeon that you're currently doing. So this is how you do classic dungeons, if you prefer classic over some other dungeons. Lastly, oh no, I'm fighting a scary PvP dummy. I need to heal myself, but I can't heal unless I click on myself. What am I to do? Well, thankfully, there is a button that we can enable. So if you go to your game menu, the red question mark or escape, and go to combat, as you scroll down, you'll see something called self-cast. Now pick whatever. I pick auto because it means I don't have to click on myself. But now when I'm in combat, oh no, I'm hurt. If I hit my spell, it will automatically heal it on me. So all your healing spells and defense spells will be cast on you while you're still targeting an enemy. Very helpful. So that's been 5 quick tips for someone who's just starting WoW, or if you've been playing for a little bit and didn't know at least one thing and I could help you, that would make me very happy. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on Sunday when I'm streaming. Catch ya.